So in this video here, you hear this light clicking sound coming from the wheel area on a newer model F150. Not brand new, but newer model F150. Let's just say 2010 and later. These had what was called integrated wheel ends. And what would end up happening is the integrated wheel end would malfunction, water and stuff would get down in there, the diaphragm would blow out or get cut or damaged somehow, and the vehicle, the integrated wheel end, to release, it's relying on vacuum. And if that diaphragm inside the integrated wheel end, that four-wheel drive actuator that sits down there on the front side, or on, I should say the back side of the wheel bearing, where the CV axle goes in, it will not pull in all the way. Under normal conditions, there's vacuum being sent down to that diaphragm to make sure it's not engaging with that wheel. And then when you put it in four-wheel drive, it basically shuts the solenoid off up on the top driver's side corner of the firewall. There's a little solenoid with a tube that goes over to the vacuum booster, and it's got a little small plastic check valve. You got one vacuum source going to it, and then the other nipple goes down to your integrated wheel ends. Sometimes that vacuum solenoid goes bad, sometimes the check valve goes bad. Most of the time, it's the integrated wheel end down on the back side of the wheel bearing. It's that round looking metal cap that's got the vacuum port and stuff going to it. And when those start to fail, it makes this ticking sound. A lot of guys will diagnose it as a wheel bearing or something to that extent, or you know, they just pulled my wheels off and they put them back on and they retworked everything and the sound went away. That's because you were messing with that wheel area down there, and somehow you resituated that IWE, you moved it a little bit a certain way or something like that, and it went away temporarily, but it's going to come back. What you have to do is you have to actually pull the lower control arm out of it, or the upper control arm out of it. What you just gotta actually, I have a video here, I'll post the link in the actual comment section so you can see how I get to these and take them out. It's actually the upper control arm, the CV axle nut. You lay everything out of the way, pull the CV axle back through, slide it off to the side, and then there's three 8mm bolts that hold that IWE into the back of the hub assembly, and a vacuum line, obviously. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to actually apply vacuum to the port on the IWE and keep it under vacuum while you're installing it. That's not necessary. The reason they wanted you guys to do that is because guys were being careless and installing them and not splining them properly to the back of the wheel bearing. If you just get everything set in there nice and easy where it's supposed to go, make sure you know exactly how it's supposed to go back on there and get the splines to match up, and just take some pressure, hold your hand, collapse it, push it all the way in, and then start your screws, and just be very careful. There's no reason to really put it under vacuum to do all that. It was because guys were being careless and they were damaging them when they were putting them back together. So anyhow, that's what the sound is. It's the integrated wheel end. And then when Ford says you do the integrated wheel end under warranty, they want you to replace the little check valve up on the corner of the firewall on the driver's side, and they want you to replace the solenoid most of the time, just as a safety precaution. If I was you and I had the vehicle up in the air, I would do both sides anyway, because the other side's eventually going to do it as well. How you can verify that it's the integrated wheel end a lot of times is go ahead and put the vehicle in four-wheel drive and actually let it shut that solenoid off, and then go ahead and go back in reverse and go forward and see if it still makes that same sound. 9 times out of 10 it stops making that sound, because you're actually letting that IWE go ahead and engage all the way like you want four-wheel drive. Then go ahead and put it back in two-wheel drive. If you're putting it in two-wheel drive and it's struggling to pull that IWE away from the back of that wheel bearing that has an actuator ring on it, or that has an actuator spline section on it, it'll start clicking and doing that again. You'll notice a difference between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and it's typically in two-wheel drive when you hear the clicking sound, because it can't operate that IWE properly. Thank you all. Be blessed. If you have any questions, let me know. Video will be in the comment section pinned to the top on how to remove and replace these.